Everybody, this is Lee, and I'm talking about another progressive meeting that's coming up. The Black is Back coalition. Black is back, apparently. I'm thinking, has it ever really gone away? But anyway, I'm going to run through a few of the progressive meetings that are coming up, and I do that specifically to counter the narrative that there's this left wing, nutty, isolated, crazy, out there outlier group that are very small in numbers and just have wild ideas like healthcare for all, college for all, public school for all, things like that. And people are trying to marginalize that. And what we're discovering really is that progressive ideas are actually centrist, and that while people might not accept the label of progressive, if you just ask them, like, do you feel that you should have a $7.25 minimum wage or a $15 minimum wage, they'll choose $15 and say, yeah, I'm worth it. I deserve it. But they say, but I'm not a progressive. But what we're finding is that more people support these ideas of, you know what, maybe we shouldn't put arsenic in the water that we drink. I mean, but I'm not a progressive. And you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have so much of our budget spent on war disguised as defense, rather than maybe get these potholes covered in my street, make sure that we have some advances made in energy, and balance the cost of living with the cost of working, and etc. But I'm not a progressive. I'm not a progressive. And so we have all these meetings where people discover that there are more people like them than not like them, although they say, well, I'm a Republican, but I feel that marijuana should be legal, but I'm not a progressive. Don't call me, because I'll have to fight you. I'm not a progressive. And so, if you basically just go by policy, issue by issue, there are more progressives than non-progressives, that there are more people who are interested in common sense legislation than who are not, and that who in general feel that corporate abuses against consumers and citizens have just gotten out of control, that we are being subjugated by mega corporations who are focusing on profit over people, and that people, in general feel like, well, people should come first before profit, and that, but I'm not a progressive. So these meetings that people might want to attend, one is the Democracy Convention. It's in Minneapolis, Minnesota, August 2nd through 6th, and so that's forthcoming. And then the Black is Back Coalition, they're having their meeting. It's going to be, let's see if I can get that information. The Black is Back annual conference is going to be August 12th through 13th at Chicago State University. And the theme is the ballot and the bullet, elections, war, and peace in the era of Donald Trump. And if that sounds intriguing to you, stay tuned. I'm going to come back to it. There's another conference, and this is going to be in Washington, D.C. It's the People's Congress of Resistance, and that's September 16th through 17th. And so there's meetings in Minneapolis, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. coming up in August and September. And so I'll run through those again, but now for the Black is Back annual conference. And so the website is blackisbackcoalition.org. There's a phone number that you can call. It's 917-818-0960. 12TH-13TH. And so the full title is The Black is Back Coalition for Social Justice, Peace, and Reparations. And I'm going to go through their call for their call to arms. Well, not arms, but it's a call. It says a call to the Black is Back annual conference, August 12th and 13th, 201 Chicago State University. The ballot and the bullet. And if that sounds familiar, it is. They're keying off Malcolm X. Elections, War, and Peace in the Era of Donald Trump. And so the Black is Back Coalition for Social Justice, Peace, and Reparations is holding their annual conference at Chicago State University on August 12th and 13th. The theme of the conference is the ballot and the bullet, elections, war, and peace in the era of Donald Trump. And so they're saying that U.S. military forces are not only occupying countries in the Middle East, such as Afghanistan and Iraq, etc., they are also supporting the genocidal Saudi attack on Yemen, along with the cruel slaughter of nearly 500,000 Syrian civilians and the displacement of 10 million more. And the U.S. is threatening China in the Asian Pacific region and attempting to foment hostile confrontations between China and its neighbors, especially Vietnam, the Philippines, and South Korea. And the U.S. is busy disabling the government of Venezuela through economic means, causing political unrest through pressures on the economy that have resulted in mass unemployment, starvation, and social dislocation. And so they're also trying to deal with an election that turned out maybe in a way that was not anticipated, where we had a good cop, bad cop routine engineered by Hillary Clinton that failed when people decided that she was the bad cop. Okay, that's the way I see that. But anyway, and so there's a full list of what they're trying to do. Mostly, again, keying off Malcolm X, his philosophy towards these issues of empire with the United States.